Again, quiet with the music. I didn't hear
The music was quiet. The music was
Yes,
quiet.
Okay, great. Because I normally chair dance to the mayor's update music.
Well, apparently I've come on the wrong week then. I missed it.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll make it work. We have lots of fun things to talk about.
We do.
Every week we're here.
Oh,
You
no.
can always come
we do.
back.
Right? Yeah. We're just planning a week. I'm not here. So we'll
Yeah.
figure out how that goes, and we'll tell the folks about it when we get closer.
But we should introduce our guest.
That's a great idea.
Hello.
Sarah's here to take over the whole show tonight. Sarah Noble from our ASPEC community tourism,
And you're
small
the
business.
marketing manager.
I'm the marketing and communications manager for St. Thomas Economic Development.
Yes.
And we
So
take
you
care of-
responsible for making Mike a cult hero?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is. I'm partially
noticed
responsible
that
for that.
you did the show this week.
I did have to
The
step
Beehive.
in this week.
Did Mike hurt himself? Is his voice gone?
He had a little laryngitis.
okay.
Little
Yeah.
laryngitis.
You know.
he needed,
Okay.
And if he's not perfect, he's not going to
he's not gonna
perform.
perform.
No.
So
No, of course not. No.
So we had Sarah step in.
Yeah, and
Very capable.
and it was as long a beehive as we've ever had. Right?
It-
Mike's really. No, I don't
can
mean
be
in a bad
long-winded.
way. It was a big thing to talk about how you get compacted soil and how you.
And there are things that everyday people, we don't necessarily think about how soil gets compacted. So I thought it was pretty interesting to learn some of those facts. And
Every week I hive away facts from the beehive
Marvelous.
about arrowheads. I know more about arrowheads now.
And there are a
than
lot of
I ever knew.
arrowheads.
There are a
Right.
lot.
There's this type of arrowhead and that type of
Well,
arrowhead.
and there
And
was a
this type of
broken
arrowhead.
arrowhead. Oh, yes, and that's another type. Yes. Sorry, we're making fun. Folks at home,
You got to watch
do
this
not
video.
follow the beehive. It is the once a week, sometimes twice a week,
Sometimes twice a
film of the Great Big Mega Site, a little information about the Great Big Mega
That's
Site.
exactly right.
So, and Mike has become a cult hero, being the spokesman on the show.
He can't go anywhere anymore.
Right,
So
no,
if
he-
you know
so-
Mike and you see him, ask for his autograph.
No, say, hey, I understand you're on the beehive.
I've seen you. I love you. I need your autograph.
Yeah.
Right? When will we be putting a picture of you up at City Hall?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we can commission an
Yeah.
oil painting
Right.
of Mike.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would happily volunteer my
Yeah,
services
yes,
to do
of course.
that.
Folks, it is Mayor's Update, so you are allowed to ask anything you can tonight about open forum if questions are coming in. And we are sorry we're half an hour late tonight because we were across the road at the library doing the Chamber of Commerce Business After 5. And tough to do the show from there. And so we ran over here to City Hall.
The librarians were concerned it was going to be a little bit too noisy.
Yeah, right. Shh, you Mayor's Update people, you be quiet and sit in the corner. No, the library is a great new place. So let's talk a little bit about that before we go on the show. The Business After 5 at the library tonight really was about all the great services the library does in town and how integrated it is to the city in a lot of projects, whether it was the mural project or the art center or story time. We've done the story because the mayor went to go over and do story time. It was fun.
Heard.
All right. And
It
so
was quite the hit.
we have found a book that I could pronounce all the words in, and it worked really well.
Was it about municipal politics?
No, it was not. It was how to high-fiving alligators, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised you didn't bring one on like civics.
I did bring my Tucker Goes to City Hall book, right?
Yes.
But there was parts of it I still didn't understand, and so we wanted to make sure we were doing one that the kids would really have fun with. But I didn't know that story time was just a story. No, there's a bubble machine.
Oh, yeah.
There is songs and activities you have to do. It was more fun than the mayor should be allowed to have. So he's going back to do it again,
Good.
at least annually.
Yeah, and there's a maker lab there as well.
Oh, yes. They have one of them 3D printers.
They sure
Did
do.
I just sound like I was from the Beverly Hillbillies? Yeah, we got a fancy eating table. No, they've got a 3D printer where they really can make just about anything that you can imagine. This is a modern library and a modern library system. So St. Thomas is lucky to have the staff we have and the board of directors we have at our library.
And they have a new fellow who's managing now who they sniped from up in northern St. Thomas, otherwise known as London, named Alan.
Well, the bedroom community.
Bedroom community of St. Thomas.
Yes. So it's working well. Let's talk about
Well, this is just, if you get your hands on one of these little publications from the library as well, they have all kinds of incredible programs that they are running in their staple magazine.
Yes.
Things like chess club and games nights and seniors walk-in talks. Like there's just so much programming that's happening at the library. So pop in, grab yourself one of these. I think they're available online as well.
Yes.
But just there's so much going on at the library. It's such an incredible resource that we have in our community. So that was just my 2 cents about the library.
Sarah, tell us what else is coming up in St. Thomas.
There's so many exciting things happening.
Yes.
That is why I'm wearing my sparkly
Yes.
excitement
Yeah.
jacket.
Grayden and I didn't know to put on our flash.
No, I wasn't.
Sorry, I didn't send out an official
Yeah.
memo.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah.
But the first thing that I want to just kind of highlight is the Small Business Enterprise Center's Bridges to Better Business event. This event is an annual event that we put on at the Elgin County Railway Museum. It is a highlight of our local small business community and a real big celebration of the accomplishments that some of these businesses they've reached this year. We give out 14 awards during the evening, as well as have a food showcase that this year it's
my favorite part.
It's one of my favorite parts too. We've got over 25 local food businesses participating this year from all across Elgin County and St. Thomas. It's one of the largest food showcases that we've put together for this event in a few years, and we're very excited about it. We've got some new businesses that maybe you haven't had a chance to check out yet, and some old favorites as well that have been in the community for a while. So we're pretty excited to welcome everyone for that. We have a comedian coming to join us as our guest speaker this year, so we're just wanting to have a little bit of fun this year. I think it's been a few years that our small business community, our community in general, we've had some rough patches with the thing that we won't name, but it's not Voldemort.
And we had construction. Right.
I was talking about the other one.
I know.
So we just felt like it's time to come together and just have some fun and get back to the heart of what the event is, and that is a celebration. So James Cunningham, he's a comedian and former Food Network host. He's going to come and share some laughs with us. So we're very excited about that.
Right. And he's funny. I have seen him. He is quite good. So I'm looking forward to it.
In our house, we actually call him Funny Man.
Oh,
that is what we call him at home. So.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to change Joe Preston. Oh.
So that's the big thing that we've got coming up through our organization. But we're also involved with some other local events that we're very excited about. Yes. The Economic Development Corporation, we also manage the Horton Farmers Market.
Yes.
And while the regular season for the Horton Farmers Market continues on Saturdays until October 28th, Saturday mornings from 8 until noon. Right. We also have our Christmas market booked, and that's going to be November 18th.
Write that down. Yes. It is the most packed and the most fun market, so make sure you come early.
We happen to agree, and that will be from 11 until 5. Santa will be joining us at some point in that window. We're going to have lots more information to share as we get closer in our vendor lineup. I think we've got around 70 vendors for that market this year, which is
that's
incredible.
A big Christmas market.
It is a big Christmas market. It's all local vendors, all handmade or homegrown vendors for sure as well. So.
Yes, I never go home without enough snacks for the following week.
It's true.
Perfect at the market.
And it sounds like there's some butter tarts that are coming this weekend.
I saw Wendell in his oven today.
He was in his oven today. Wendell will be with his butter tarts on Saturday, which if you haven't had one of Wendell's butter tarts, you definitely
need to get Wacky Wendell's butter tarts. I like the raisin ones, but
I love the raisin ones too.
Raisins are so good in butter tarts.
Some people hate them with a passion.
Oh, no. It's like pineapple on pizza.
Right?
No, there's no bad pizza. There's no bad butter tart. Just start there.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Team raisin.
Yeah. All right. Okay. There's a reason you joined us tonight. Okay. We don't want anybody to be unreasonable. Okay. That's all the raisin jokes I have. We have to stop now. What else is coming up?
Buttering them up.
Yeah. Ooh. I like it. I like guests who participate. This is very good.
Yeah, well, I've got lots of things to share that's going on in the community. And while staying on Horton Farmers Market, we have partnered with the Chamber of Commerce to host a holiday party on November 28th,
Yes.
November 25th, the weekend after the Christmas market. We are bringing back Horton After Dark with that partnership. It's going to be a fun celebration outdoors. Break out your retro ski suits. We have
Bring your flashlight because it's after dark. Apparently,
well, we've got the market lights.
Yeah.
We've got some festive lights in the works as well.
Excellent.
We'll have some fire pits to sit and enjoy and other warming stations. But we're really excited about bringing that back to the market as well this year. So tickets are available for that now on Railway City.
And they will go quick. There's a limited number of tickets.
There is a limited number of tickets. So
please get yours early. I think I already talked to someone about them. So yes. But the mayor shows up. They tend to let him in. So it's okay. All right. The Christmas market, though, is the daytime of the Santa Parade. Am I right? Yes. So that's a full day for you and your kids, right? And we have the tree lighting the night before.
Yeah.
Right. And
Light Up
new
Talbot.
Light Up Talbot, which is a neat new event you want to know about too. It's a downtown development board event of 6 warming stations throughout the downtown, and the stores open and the lights come on the Christmas tree, but lights up downtown too. We're trying to get people to visit the St. Thomas merchants, especially after the summer they've had with the construction. And then I guess we better talk about October 14th.
Yes, we should.
So we have an Oktoberfest event happening in downtown St. Thomas on October 14th, put on by the whole city, but mostly the merchants downtown, and our tourism group and the downtown development board. But this is doors open, folks. This is the St. Thomas downtown is reopening to all that day. Now there'll be a beer tent and some pretzels and some sausages and some papa music and all of the things you'd expect with an Oktoberfest, including pumpkin painting. You tell me when I run out of what else is there. Train rides. The train starts running at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's 5 different train rides.
I believe so. I think the trains go. I think the last train is at 6. I believe, and those are free train rides. Thanks to some generous sponsors that have come together for that. So if you haven't had a chance to ride the train this year, it will be downtown on October 14th.
And Oktoberfest. So tap a keg, get on a train,
have
do
a
all
sausage.
the things.
Sausage.
You never sausage a thing. It's I waited for that. I really had it in there, ready to go. Is anybody complaining yet about the marriage? No.
No complaints yet, but I'm sure they will come in.
Okay, so now we've covered all the way through October, all the way into November.
But we have the downtown hunt.
The downtown hunt. It's almost
the scavenger hunt.
It's almost done.
It's almost done. So that wraps up at the end of September. That's tourism's downtown hunt through the Goose Chase.
It's been really popular.
It has.
Any idea
really
of total
popular.
numbers or estimates on total numbers?
I'm not sure.
It was the last time I asked, there was a lot of people that had already participated, because you could participate on a day you were downtown, or your team could spread it out over a lot longer period of time.
183 teams.
183 teams.
So assuming each team was well over 100, but
it's the number of people that are on each one of those teams. It's the number of entries that each one of those teams is submitting. It's been an incredible opportunity.
It has really helped the merchants who had to go through a rough time with the construction downtown, really meet new people who had not been downtown, who didn't know what was happening downtown. So I thank all that were involved on the scavenger hunt for downtown. That's huge.
I have to say that we're, like Jess, Lily, and we're 14th right now, ranked out of everybody.
14th. I thought you were better than that.
I thought so too.
There were events that expired.
Oh, you didn't get.
There are some timed events.
Even if we went to those events, if we forgot to take the picture and post it, like the Horton Market's opening weekend, you lose that 1,500
and you were
points.
There.
Oh, we were there.
You were there.
We were
doing
there.
Pictures.
Yeah,
How did you not post a picture?
It was a thing, and then it was done at noon. So we thought about it as we're leaving the market with Lily, and then we're like, oh no. Yeah. So that's fair. I love the competition side of it.
Yeah,
make it a little bit
lot
harder.
of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and it will not be the last Goose Chase that we
do a scavenger of some sort.
There will be more it's been a fun way to help people discover St. Thomas, whether they're new to the community or if they've been here a long time.
And I'm hearing that a lot too, Sarah, of people who have been here 1 year, 2 years, just got here to St. Thomas. And certainly with the international groups, the international students at Fanshawe, and also the event that Patricia and her group just held at the park. I'm hearing from a lot of people new to our community and maybe even new to our country who are saying, this is a fun place. You guys do a lot of neat things. But the day we were out at Pinafore Park for the barbecue, the park was absolutely packed and it looked magnificent. And everybody's going, this park's like always been here? And it was just, we sometimes as citizens of St. Thomas forget how great some of the things we have are. And we need to continue to remind ourselves by attending events.
We had Lily's birthday party at Waterworks. This was a couple weeks ago. I made some friends there. And one of my friends is from Toronto originally, is living in London now, came down with his family to join us for the celebration. And he was like, what is this park? And there's so much space, and there's like anyone can do anything, and you're not like elbow to elbow with anybody. It's awesome.
Yeah, and there's a splash pad, and there's picnic grounds, and there's all the neat things, and that's Waterworks. Arguably, Councillor Peters and I have this discussion a lot. He picks Waterworks over Pinafore all the time, and I say yes, but I can wander around Pinafore on a Saturday, and there's 5 different groups having events, and
and I love when people take their barbecue there. And they're having a whole picnic right in the park. It reminds me of like Central Park, New York, any of the parks in Brooklyn. Like this is a world-class city right here. This is what you need.
And we're trying to ensure that we get that type of reputation with our new attraction to Volkswagen. They're talking about us around the world now, and you should see St. Thomas. You should hear how they talk about us. It's fantastic. And so I'm glad that we're getting that type of right.
Yeah.
And we are recognized, even you were saying on CBC radio yesterday morning, they were talking about St. Thomas. This morning, talking about St. Thomas. I do a lot of interviews. I wasn't on that one, and yet they still talked about us. So that was great. Right? Glad they did.
No, it's incredible, and we're doing so many things.
What are we doing in January? Gee, it seems like we got so much stuff running up to Christmas.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, okay. Fill the mayor in, because we can do some things too, right? Because that isn't even all of it. We have Downtown Santa one day in December also. We have Pumpkin Prowl before that, right? And if you haven't been downtown for a pumpkin prowl, bring your pillowcase, because each of the merchants are handing out candy. You will do a great service to yourself collecting Halloween candy. So just so much good stuff going on and so much fun activity in our city. It is really magnificent how we have grown, and people are seeing that we're that way. We need to invite a few more people out from London. I should have Mayor Morgan out for an event or something,
absolutely,
just so he can see how we do it.
We'll get him on the show. We'll get him to talk.
Yeah, it was always harder with Mayor Holder because as a business person, he had done so many of their big events, their New Year's Eve celebration, and which we should plan too. That's another event we could do. Where can we allow fireworks? I think
we have to. Pinafore did a great job on the fireworks for Canada Day. Not Pinafore, sorry. One Passport Park
was a whole another thing.
Yeah.
Well, Grayden and I talked a lot. We went up to Wyerton for Groundhog Day this year, February 2nd.
And are we getting a groundhog?
We have to figure. Can we get a miniature elephant? I think
this is that's what's really happening.
Did he see his shadow? No,
it's in the works.
Right, but they had a morning fireworks, pre-dawn fireworks. So we had to get up really early, dress very warmly, and head into Wyerton.
It's incredible.
And it was an exceptional thing to see. And then as soon as the fireworks were over, the sun started to come up. So it started to get bright. And then we walked over to the Wyerton Willie Festival itself.
At the arena, and they had gymnastics.
They had all sorts of
acrobatics.
Very cool.
Yeah. So a winter event is the only thing we're missing, and we need to figure it right. We'll find it out.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Jenkins, the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, he used to do the World Tubing Championship.
Yes, remember
maybe there's a tie-in, we just need to get winter to come back.
Yes. Yeah, we need to have a real winter so that we can have snow or skating or something outdoors. Right.
I have lots of ideas.
Yeah, it's how many hours do you have spare in the day?
Not very many.
I keep sharing with people that I still just sleeping between midnight and 6. So if I could carve another hour off that, we could do another activity. Yeah. This has been a very busy week.
Well, yes. I know we've talked about putting the tubes, like the freezing underneath the trails in Pinafore, and then icing it so you can skate it.
As we expand our trails and as we're into our strategic planning, which we should also talk about to make sure people are giving their input to it, the new strategic plan for St. Thomas. That's one of the expansion of trails I'd like to see. As we expand the trails, some section of it may be a circular section, be refrigerated so it can be our out there rink skating on our trails. Right. And in the summertime, it's a bike trail and everything else. So as we add to our trails, this is one of the things the mayor keeps thinking about is let's get a ice skating trail.
And speaking of recreation, there were those bike lockers that you put in at Wendy's, and people have been talking about getting them for the city. How's that been going?
Well, there's some ordered for Westlake Evans Park.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Yeah. So we know that to be the case. I'll check with Jeff Bray as to supply chains have been just terrible. But from Wendy's, we did put 2 lockers in, which really hold 4 bikes. This is for our staff. It was another benefit we're giving our staff as they were bringing their bikes to work. Some were worried about their inside working. And they've been really well used. Our staff really enjoy having them. I think the city should have them in 3 or 4 key places too. But this park is a great place to start.
Excellent.
It is a beautiful park, and it's been nice to see the equipment come in and just with the
each
mural in
day
the backyard,
something new gets added. If you haven't been to the kids' playground here yet, I challenge you to come out and walk on the rubberized. Right, you can fall off the top of that. I'm not telling anybody to fall off.
This is not an endorsement for doing it.
Right, but you would not hurt yourself hitting that playground. Safety.
It's got some cushion.
Right.
Some push to it.
Right. And put a couple park benches in last night because some parents were saying, "Hey, I would like to watch my kids." So they're not the park benches that are going there, but we had a couple in town, so we got them over there. It's been almost as requested.
Yeah, and the ping pong tables.
Ping pong tables.
Cool.
It is just the new Queen's Oak. We dedicated the oak tree to Queen Elizabeth on the anniversary of her death, and it will grow up and be a massive British oak right there in that park. I see it as much as our town square, that we can use it for that purpose too. And we have planted a small evergreen tree in there that I hope one day will grow up to be our tree lighting tree also.
Amazing.
Because we're going to have a far better amount of people perhaps around Westlake Evans Park than we can closing off Talbot Street and Mondamon Street to make that work. But not this year. Tree lighting is still at City Hall.
And we've got, what was I just thinking now? There was one other thing. Oh, yes. Rotary Clubs, Tour of Homes, October 1st.
Yes. So that's like only a week away, truly. Also, and they do such a great job of that. And this was a huge thing that Rotary Club did. And then again, during COVID, we could not do it for a couple of years. And we're really recycling or recovering in such a huge way from 3 years ago. Absolutely. It's quite significant how good St. Thomas is showing its true self again, and maybe more. We continue to talk on here and certainly on many of the social media pages, volunteer. None of this stuff happens without volunteers. None of it cannot be done just by our tourism department. Can't be done just by our economic development department. Can't be done just by the city. Many of the events we're talking about, the downtown development events, for sure, are all volunteers, store owners. But, when we drive an event downtown, those store owners kind of want to be in their store because that's the intent, was to have people come in and visit and see what you sell and see what Purely Wicked does or what other stores do. So you need a volunteer base.
And speaking of Purely Wicked,
yes,
this is a great example of a business that has stepped in and created a community event. They have their Hexes and Jinxes market at the Railway Museum on September 30th. So that is something that them and their team of volunteers has stepped in and with some support from us, we've kind of helped them with.
So first of all, attend it. Right.
Yes.
But another indication of what it takes to do events in our community. Part of our strategic plan that we're just finishing up had us creating a new event each and every year. That was our intent, was to always have another new event come to town. Now, some people helped us out with whether when Iron Horse became the St. Thomas Arts and Music Festival, and then there was the Harvest Festival, and we kept saying, okay, that's another new event. But why do some of these not make it? They can't find the volunteers to help them do it. So please, my mom always said, volunteering in your community is the rent you pay for living there. And I think it's a good thing to say home. To everyone. And I know there are some that can't help, but please, if you can, sometimes it's just phone calls. Other times it's distributing flyers like we do in some of our local businesses for big events that are happening. So we need to continue to do them.
And follow along with whether it's Railway City Tourism social media accounts or the city's social media accounts. Follow along and see what's happening in the community and show up. We're happy to work with community partners to make events happen, but we need people to
come to the event, or it won't be fun. If you don't come to Oktoberfest, just Grayden and the mayor sitting there eating sausages and drinking beers. Well, no, that might be good, but no,
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I mean, I'm happy either way, but it'd be better if you were there.
Right.
Absolutely. And sharing the information too with friends and family, and invite people from out of town to help other people discover St. Thomas and the incredible things that we do have right here at home.
John asked us, what about an outdoor hockey rink? And it is something that you need to suggest that as part of our strategic plan. These are the types of things we're asking you to come to our city with. The more people that say that's the right thing to do, I think there's probably about 1 million people that say build some more pickleball courts, because it's a cult thing. But please bring all of your ideas. And not all will get done in year one or day one, but it's the strategic plan for the next 2, 5, 10, 15 years. So we know we need to do some of this stuff.
And speaking of volunteers, Home Hardware, they volunteered. They put up one by Lock School with other volunteers.
Last year, Impressions Printing and the guys from Home Hardware, I remember, and there's probably somebody else involved in there too.
Yeah.
Right? It might have been. I won't.
There was a third one.
I think it was Doug Terry Holmes, but I'm not 100% sure. And we will continue to do that as neighborhoods get together and want to do it. But if your neighborhood also wants it, then grab some of the neighborhood volunteers and let's reach out and see what we can do in our community. It's the right thing to do.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're kind of running to the end of our time here, but Sarah, thank you for joining us
My
today.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
This has been fantastic.
Yeah, we've got a lot of message out about a lot of things going on. Did you all have your pen and paper out tonight? Because there's a test later.
Yep.
Yeah, we should have made it a contest.
Should have done.
The person who sends back the most events we talked about tonight without rewatching the show, because you can do that, right? Could have won a prize. Well, I didn't think in time to do it, so we can't do it.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. Maybe next week we'll ask, hey, what were all the things we talked about last week? That'd be our trivia question. We didn't do a trivia question tonight either. We're getting pretty slack on this.
I know we run this. I mean, there's so many things to cover. It's hard to get through every little thing, but we'll be back next week.
Yes.
At 6:30.
Yep.
So tune in.
Yes.
And we'll give you all the updates. Bring your questions, guys. Let us know what you're thinking, what your thoughts are. If you have events that are happening, let us know. We'll share them out, and we'll get it done.
We'll see you next week.